Alright, so our first mission quest is Captive Emissary. And that is, we're going to go for Strength as our first stat. And then we're going to go for Perception as our second stat. As we, slowly inch our way forward, we will slowly work on things in that manner. Here we are, though, already at the Bastion. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get here on the edge and see if we can lure one enemy at a time. If I can, that would be ideal. Yo, sir, chill, homie. Okay. Insanity? Why are there so many archers? Oh my gosh. Okay, in a situation like this, I'm definitely just running because not only did I get really hurt, but I just don't want to deal with 500 archers. So we're just gonna run until we're like right here on the edge of the map. Hopefully, if we can, lure them all the way down, and then we can either stay here near the edge, assuming they might come through. But that's not guaranteed. What I like to do is I'm just going to come around the edge real quick and poke my head up again. If I can, I'm going to try to get them to get close enough to a spot where I can hopefully fight them. At least one of them, because it's going to be a pain to constantly be going after being shot at by all these arrows, which we are getting shot at by all the arrows. Usually this doesn't happen, but when it does, it's just something we have to deal with. There you go. And this really sucks because we might die here. There you go. And that guy's finally out of arrows. We got super hurt, but this is again why we healed up so much, or rather why we got so much of our other stats. Because we want to make sure that or rather so much healing, so we want to make sure that we're not going to die to that, to some silly thing like this, right? Ideally as much as possible. You can have a really bad start and you can just have a bunch of these guys and come across that. Ideally you don't. Ideally you don't. Then it's way better to have a little bit of space. Now I'm going to say this right now, this area here, specifically this area really sucks. Because if enemies decide to come out through any of these other doors, then I'm going to be trapped. So I'm going to try to get one enemy at a time and kill this one enemy at a time. I didn't mean to step forward. I really didn't. It just kind of happened. Okay, that's a nice empty room. And this one has someone in it. If you can hit him from a distance, hit him from a distance. This guy could have a lot of bleed because he was a swordsman, but he was a low tier swordsman. You can tell because of the war scythe. I say swordsman, I guess that's not technically a swordsman, but it is what it is. Also try to make sure you're inspecting areas quite a bit, because yeah, you never know when you're gonna run into a bunch of traps. That's gonna be absolutely garbanzo beans. But typically you should be running across stuff like that. If I can. So ideally you do this, and then he's going to walk out into your range, which makes life really easy. Unless you just can't hit him. Let's just keep going. We should be fine. Operative word is should be. Always take the meds when you can. I don't know how I got a butterfly, but I did. Or moth. I don't know what that was exactly, but one or the other. Either way, not something I really wanted. Also, all these rooms can have traps as far as I'm aware. So you kind of want to be careful and just make sure that you're inspecting just once each time. Just to make sure. And if you are lucky, you have an outcome that's much like that one there, where you just take out the guy before he really gets an opportunity to come and attack you. So like I said, fingers crossed. Also, since I'm going to an area that has a trap here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a flail. Oh my gosh, I thought they just walked me over the trap there. And what I'll do is I'll just go in here, and if there's an enemy that I don't want to fight, like that guy, I'll let him spot me. And then what I'll do is I'll walk past this trap. I'm going to see how far I can throw this. Okay, I can throw it right here. So what we'll do is we'll stand here. We're going to let him get close. Now that he's right next to it, we're going to throw it. I can't believe that did that. There you go. And now that he's there, Game, stop. Well, that worked out pretty well. Not perfectly. Those guys are the scary guys because of the bleed. And now we're basically out of meds. As far as I'm aware, it's infinite. I don't know if it actually is infinite. Maybe there is like a limit, but regardless, I feel like it's pretty infinite. Okay, and we're gonna walk away from this guy because as much as possible, I would like to not have to fight him too much. And I'm also gonna make sure I eat the nettle right before I do. So that even if he does pull me forward, I have a small chance to be bled. And that's how that fight should really go. If you accidentally do what I did last time and just walk a little bit too far on the traps and you're not able to pull off the thing you want, well, sometimes bad stuff can happen. Like this guy's not a problem, so I'm just gonna fight him here. But certain guys might become a problem. So gotta be careful. There's our level. We're gonna go straight for strength. And we can actually get more of these spear things. I love no retreat for a spear because I typically stand on a single tile for a long time. And look, this guy's a perfect enemy, perfect example of an enemy that I want to trigger this trap on. So I need to figure out exactly how far I can throw it. And here's perfect. Once he gets in this corridor here, so like right here, I'm gonna go and throw it and hope that it's the gas, because that's not what I meant to do. Oh, he just suddenly is out here with me. That's really, really awkward. That has like never happened. Well, I guess there's a first time for everything. Again, no need to heal up. What I can do is I can just sit here with my meds like this. This room shouldn't be, yeah, see, so this room is totally fine. That's one of those examples where I guess the game just had a little glitch and didn't do what it's supposed to do, because yeah, that should not have happened. And there's the guy we have to save. We still have a lot of time and space, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fight this guy here. No worries, no qualms, no quarrels. Don't run from me. Hit him. Hit him, please. Alrighty, let's keep going. Again, we can just keep ourselves satiated here and keep ourselves healing up. We just gotta be a little bit careful whenever we are gonna fight. Apparently there's been a lot of traps. There's another trap right there. Another great example of, hey, I can probably throw something on that and get, actually this guy might have to step on it actually. So what I'll do is I'll stand here and see if he does have to step on it. So he disabled that trap, which is totally fine. I should just stay there and just fought him, because that would have increased my dodge and whatnot. But that's totally fine. It's not really that big of a deal. I don't like these guys. I don't have any more nettle for him either, so we're just gonna have to fight him. This is probably one of the better spots to fight him. So we're just gonna pass time until he gets here. And since I've been staying here this entire time, we should be hopefully okay. We dodged his first attack, which means we have all the time in the world to do that. And we do want to grab some of these swords, because those swords are actually going to be for a quest as well. It's going to be for the blacksmith's quest. And I don't like this. I don't like that I saw a question mark down here. So I am just going to make sure that I am attacking this guy. There you go. Before he gets an opportunity to attack us or mess us up. And we already have that treaty, so that's fine. I always read them just in case, because I don't know. I don't know what I have and what I don't. Alrighty, this guy's not too scary, but I don't want to fight him not where I'm ready to fight him. This is a perfectly fine spot. I'm not that worried about fighting that guy there, so we'll do that. Lockpick stuff. Okay, this is the boss room, and it seems like we've already fought at least one guy here. I'm gonna see if I can lure this guy out. I don't want to lure both him and the boss, but this guy seems to be stuck. Yo, buddy. That's really unfortunate. Okay, good news is, yeah, wherever the boss is, he's not anywhere special, so we can just go stand right here, pass turns until he gets close. Make sure that we don't have to drink or anything, just not while we're fighting. I want to make sure that I have as much time as possible to not worry about dying to him. So that's really good. We can go ahead and merge these and eat the rest of that food. I probably won't need the flail anymore, so that's good. Our sanity is still at 100%, so I'm gonna go and toss the mind wart because that's just taking up space at this point. And we're just gonna finish looting and cleaning out the dungeon. Alrighty, the dungeon's all looted up. All we gotta do now is just talk to this guy and grab the things we need to grab. Obviously, we don't have enough room. And now we're here to get a reward. We've done a little bit of talking in town, so we're gonna do that. We're also gonna go ahead and just talk to him about the alright, so this road has been leading me all the way around and it led me straight to the old brewery. So we're gonna go and just go through this dialogue really fast. Alright, so we finally made it to the Lonestead farm where Odar's men are. Again, I always say this every single time. This right side is the best side to go in from, because this area here creates a really big barricade, and so a lot of times you can draw 1 or 2 enemies at most and really give yourself a lot of space for that. So like right here, I can just kind of stand here and hopefully not die to these guys. Oh, it's a lot of guys. We made a mistake. We drew everyone in for some reason. There you go. Okay, fingers crossed we only pull 1 or 2 guys moving forward. There you go. This is fine. We can attack 2 guys. That's not a problem. That wolf, though, is a problem. Oh, you guys saw that wolf sneaking up. Right now, what we can do is we can actually eat some pretty hefty food to be satiated. This is actually one of the good reasons to try and keep yourself in a spot where you can stay satiated. Like a lot of the foods that I have right now aren't going to give me a lot of satiation, so that's not good. It means I have to use a lot of meds. But that being said, I also have some other stuff that could hopefully work out decently. We can probably find one of these guys over here now, maybe. There you go. And we can fight this guy no problem, because now we have our energy and everything, so even if it sucks a little bit, not the end of the world. And if we have to use a little bit of meds, that's also just totally fine. So again, we don't want to fight both guys, but we should probably be okay. Especially now that we trapped him like that, we should probably be okay. It'd be a little bit of a close fight, but that's totally fine. This area does, I believe, have a bed as well that I can sleep in. So that should be good. And we got another copper chain. Not that we need it, those things, but we are going to level up. And immediately we're going to go for strength again. And we're just going to go for the last spear thing. That'll be good for us. If we really wanted to, we could optimize our builds a little bit and go for a little bit of a mix of things. But it should be fine. Let's see what happens. Again, since we do have the passive, so if you can look at the passive here, no retreat. Remaining on the same tile grants a negative 5% cooldown, block, and counter chance for 4 turns. So we're just going to stay here for a long time. It does stack. So by staying here for a really long time, we should be able to deal with this relatively easily. I say that, I mean, it's not always going to be perfect. Really quickly, I do want to check down here just to make sure there's no enemies, and then we're going to keep going. We are just going to go through all these areas. And again, since we are totally fine here, we're just going to try to stand here and take whatever we can. We are still good on energy as well as health, so I don't mind continuing forward. Gotta be a little bit careful because wraiths can spawn from those normal sarcophagus, and that was definitely a mistake. We walked up a little bit too fast there and ended up getting in a fight, but we also got heroism because we have sanity and morale all the way up, basically. So that's really good to keep aware of, be aware of as well. We get a lot of time on most of our foods, so I'm not really that concerned. If we happen to get If we happened to get a garlic along the way, that'd have been really good because garlic would have helped us keep our energy restoration and whatnot up really high. But sorry, not our energy restoration. It would have helped us keep our, there we go. It would have helped us get a little bit of unholy resistance, which is some of the damage that the enemies actually deal. So really valuable in that regard. Nice thing about this area is I might be able to get a sorry, thinking about this as I go. I might be able to get a new spear as I go through this area, because some of these enemies do have spears, and those spears might be better than what I have. So just something to keep in mind. And there's an enemy there. He might see me, but I think we'll be okay. There we go. That's fine. Unfortunately, that's a archer. That archer might be more of a problem here. There you go. There's the felling axe. He already ran out of stuff, so we can actually just stay on this tile. We had room to stay here, so not that big of a deal. And there we are. The leather quiver's nice, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna keep the sword here. We're gonna pick up the bow, and then we're gonna put on the leather quiver, because the leather quiver takes up a lot of space, so it's just a really nice way to kind of keep that there. We can also pick up some arrows if we want and be a little bit more intricate about it. There you go. I'm glad this guy already decided to give up. Already on this character, I've had some bad luck with some of the AI, some of the spawns there with tons of archers and whatnot spawning. And see, these traps, scary stuff. I'm glad I have a sword, because even if I throw the sword on it, it's most likely not going to destroy the sword, which is really good. Means that I don't have to worry as much about it. So really nice in that regard. There we go. Again, our health isn't too bad. We can heal up when needed, just so we don't have too many meds or anything on us. Little things like that are really good. Whenever you have energy restoration stuff, I try to save that for like when I'm going to fight a big enemy. That being said, it doesn't always happen. This is great. Unfortunately, this guy does just want to stand away from us pretty well. So that's fine. This is a sucky little battle there of you poke me, I poke you. We're going to go and close this door. We're going to try to eat up so we can be a little bit. And if we can, we're going to try to lure them in right here. It looks like that other guy is AFK. He seems like he's asleep. There you go. Now he's coming. And we did happen to get this heroism, but we also got pain. Usually what I try to do is I try to have something for the pain, and I do in regards to this little herbal extract, but we're barely at 25, so I'm just gonna wait off. Let's keep going down here. Oh, that's interesting. That's really bad. Lots of enemies here. Might not be the best thing in the world. There we go. Okay. Our leg did get messed up pretty bad. Our beds are slowly dwindling, but it's not the end of the world. We're kind of still okay. We will need some water though, mainly because we have that vermouth. I'm gonna sit for a second, regain my energy and my health, just so that I'm not dying there. Let's go and let this guy work his way towards us. We're gonna keep the door closed. Oh. Okay, that was interesting. Let him have his turns. I mean, he can hit the door all he wants. That's life. We move on. And hopefully we can just easily do that. Not worry about it too much. Also, it's weird. Usually rats and little vermin like that usually they come after you pretty adamantly. They're not usually the ones to be like, oh, like, what's going on? Where's the person? Usually they're the ones that are like, oh, let's get, they're over here. Let me go get them. So for that one not to be doing that, very strange. Okay. Grab all the goodies and let's go through the door. Man, that kind of sucks. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to sneak up on this guy as much as possible so we can hit him as much as possible. And like that, there we go. Disenchantment scroll, not too bad. This could be the boss room. It is the boss room. So hopefully what I can do is actually, I do need to go up and actually attack the boss because I don't want him to spawn or reconstitute one of the guys behind me. So by moving up a little bit, what's going to happen is it's going to allow me to hopefully let this guy here be the guy that's getting reanimated, and then I can just hopefully attack this guy as best as I can. There we go. And that's not too bad. Carved topaz, interesting. I actually haven't had this necklace in like forever. I feel like it's a relatively rare occurrence. We're gonna go and finish off that. So now we just got to finish exploring and be on our way. Fortunately, a lot of these traps have already been triggered by enemies. So fortunately, like I said, really good in that regard. This guy usually has usually does his protective thing, which he kind of did, so all kind of pans out. Whoops. Okay, there you go. And we're about to get the fatigue effect, so that's something we got to be careful of as well. That being said, we just have one more room to check out, so we're just going to check this room out really fast, and hopefully it all pans out really nice and neatly. Yep, just like that. Pretty easy there. Pretty easy does it. There you go. Another leather quiver. I think the leather quiver will actually sell for more. And hopefully it's not nighttime. Okay, we are going to have to deal with some ghouls. I don't mind dealing with ghouls. They're not the worst enemy to deal with. But I don't want to deal with too many, because they can mess you up pretty well. That being said, I think we just want to head on out. So what I'll do is I will just circle around underneath and work my way up and out. I don't have a lot in terms of items here. We might have to come back with a shovel at some point and shovel up that stuff there. That might be really good to do. Alrighty, back in Osbrook. We're gonna really quickly just go and wake up the man here. Oh, I thought he was gonna be in bed. So go do this so we can grab that really fast. Got it, my reward. And then look for contracts. We do want to do the contracts because before we go off to Manshire, we want to make sure that we have the most levels and everything we can.